Hi everybody, welcome back to Zesty Thoughts with your host Anabla. Welcome to episode 71. Please bear with me this week. I have had like gnarly allergies the last few days and kind of nothing has worked, unfortunately. So I'm just pushing on through. I was hoping they would be cleared by the time I recorded today's episode, but alas, they're not. So I'm just pushing on through. I did not do an episode last week. I have had the craziest January so far. It has been all over the place. My boyfriend did come and surprise me again and visited with some of his family members, which was also an amazing surprise. We had so much fun, got to spend some like nice time with them. We went to Disneyland last week. And I was freaking exhausted. That was like kind of one of the reasons why I did not record last week, was just like pure sleep deprivation. I had to catch up on so many other things. My kiddos, I teach music. For those of you that don't know, I teach like private music lessons, and my kiddos had recitals this weekend. So it has been kind of chaotic to say the least, but we're back, baby. We're back and we're better. We're getting better. You feel me? Buckle on in. I have so many reviews for y'all today. I have some crazy stories. I'm going to start off strong since I brought up my students. I was at the studio that I teach at like 2 weeks ago. Okay. I was going to talk about this in last week's episode, but yet again, I didn't do an episode, so I'm talking about it now. So I was taking a break and I left my lesson room to like get some water, heat up my like meal prep, you feel me, little lunch action. And I overheard, this like little boy, maybe 7 or 8, on FaceTime, okay? And he was like, there's like a back kind of waiting area. There's a front waiting area and a back waiting area, right? So he was sitting in the back waiting area that just has like a few chairs and like a little kind of like tables like out from the wall, floating tables and like chargers. So like sometimes people will sit back there and like work on stuff, like kids work on homework if they're waiting for their sibling or whatever. So I walk down the hallway and I can hear that this kid is like talking, okay? I walk back and I see he's like FaceTiming someone. What I heard this kid say, I literally like, I was trying to like do my own thing and like not eavesdrop, but I literally could not help it. Cause you know, when someone's like talking loud on purpose cause they like want other people around them to hear, right? So that's what the kid was doing. He was like very loud, obnoxiously loud, because he wanted other people to hear what he was saying, not just the person that was on the phone with him. And so I couldn't help but eavesdrop. And what I heard him say, I literally like had to stop myself from laughing because it was so freaking funny. And it was so distinct that like I remembered every single thing word for word, and I immediately stopped what I was doing, got my phone out and wrote down this quote. It was just such a stereotypical thing like that you would hear like a young like Gen Z or like whatever the current generation of like kids under 10 is, right? It's just like, it could not have been more of a stereotype what he said, or like the way he said it too. So I'm just going to read you this quote because essentially he was FaceTiming with like another friend of his, I'm assuming around the same age. And he literally said word for word, "Bro, Roblox is so cooked. If they can't fix this bug, I'm going to sue them. Dude, we might have to just hack Roblox and delete all of Roblox and just start our own game." Right. Right. And I was like, that's crazy. That's crazy. Not an 8-year-old wanting to sue already, right? They start them young in this country. They say, there's a joke. There's like this stereotype that Americans are sue happy, and that, if nothing else, is proof that we're freaking sue happy, because why is a 7-year-old talking about suing Roblox? That's crazy. That's crazy. I just thought it was really funny. And they want to hack Roblox. That, to me, that was the best part, was that him and his 8-year-old friend are going to hack Roblox and delete it, right? So that was fantastic. So starting you guys off with a strong quote. I also have another really really funny and like just crazy story that happened to me and like my family. So we have a shared yard with some neighbors and it's beautiful. There's like an orange tree. It's like so nice. There's like a little table, chairs and stuff. And there's another tree and there's always little critters running around, right? We have this hummingbird that frequents our yard that our neighbors told us when we moved in, like, that is Jack Jack. They like already had a name for him, you know? And so we have these animals. There's always critters running around. There's always birds, butterflies, bees, you know, throughout all seasons. There are also a lot of squirrels, okay? On our street, there's pretty large trees. There's a lot of owls that we hear sometimes at night. And there are also possums. So we've come to learn since living here that there are a family or maybe families of possums that live. There's like hedges that line both sides of our property, like kind of to separate the property line. And then also like it's like provides a little bit of privacy from the property next door, right? So the hedges are like, they're not really hedges. I don't know. They're like kind of like, the hedges have like large branches in them. Like you can see, it's almost like they're like little trees, but then it's all connected. You know what I mean? So when the hedges are really overgrown, you like can't see through at all. Okay. Right now they're like kind of in the middle. Like there's some spots where they were like kind of over trimmed. So like you can see through a lot, but in the front yard, they're not. So that is apparently where a family or families of possums usually live, procreate, have babies, you know, circle of life type shit, right? Okay. I wake up, this is probably like 2 weeks ago now. I wake up and my dad is like, Caitlin, are you awake? Like we need to call animal control. Like something's wrong. There's like a possum dying, or we think it's maybe already dead or like in the process of dying in the front yard. When your mom was leaving for work, she saw it was like seizing and it was like, you know, moving weird. And he's like, I don't know if it's still alive or not. Like we should call animal control. Like we don't know what to do with it. Like we're not just gonna like put it in the trash. Like what if it's okay? Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, oh, okay, let me see. Like that's so crazy. So I get up and I go out into the living room and we have a few windows in the living room that like view out to the front yard where the possum is. Okay. And I look and like, I can't really get the best look because like our windows are a little dirty, no lie. So I was like, okay, I'm going to open the front door, but I don't want to like scare it because it's like not too far from the front door. Like it would notice if it opened, if it was like, you know, still alive to be scared. I didn't want to scare it. So I like opened the front door very slowly. And I looked and I didn't see it move or anything, but I thought I saw two tails, okay? Let me see if there are any smart people listening right now. Any critical thinkers right now, okay? Picking up what I'm putting down. There are two tails, or at least I think I see two tails, okay? So I'm like, well, you know what? Let me go to like the far window in the living room. I might be able to see like right at like the perfect angle to see like what is going on and to like see its face better, you know? So I go to the far window and I look, and clear as day, I see not one, but two possums. Okay. You get it yet? You get it yet? Is it starting to come together for y'all? I see two possums, okay? And I'm like, one of the possums is looking a little incapacitated, okay? The one in the front that like you can see mostly, right? And then when I got at that angle, I could see the one that was behind it. Did not look incapacitated at all. Looked fully alert. If you're picking up what I'm putting down. And essentially, I did eventually see some movement. And then it became very, very clear to me what the situation was. So my mom and dad were like, yeah, the neighbor was talking about it too. So like, I don't know, like, we're not sure what to do. And maybe the neighbor had like already noticed and like my parents just didn't pick up on it. But I like immediately did. So I sent a group chat with our neighbor in it. This is exactly what I said. Word for word. So the possum in the front yard is actually two possums. And it seems to me that they're trying to make a third. Right. Circle of life. I was right. I said circle of life. I said circle of life. I was not wrong. I was not wrong. So we're going to have some little possum babies crawling around here soon. I did get like a brief video but I feel like a little weird posting it. I'm not gonna lie. I'm like, I should give them their privacy. Of course, me and my dad were like making jokes after, like, bro, get a room. But apparently possums like to mate like out in daylight, and they like want people to see, which is crazy work. That's pretty freaked out for little marsupials that they are. So anyway, I just thought that was hilarious, and I'll keep you updated on the little baby possums when I see them running around. I think that possums gestation period is like pretty quick, so it should be like any week now, period. Anyway, that was just hilarious. I could not even believe it. Next segment is a very interesting topic. So I went to Disneyland with my boyfriend and his family last week, and to preface, I grew up in Orange County, so I grew up going to Disneyland a lot. I was also privileged enough to like have a Disney pass when they weren't like insanely expensive. Like they were expensive, but it was like, I don't know, if you were like a middle class family, it was like a birthday gift or like a Christmas gift. Like parents could afford that. It wasn't so astronomically expensive. And like me and my friends would go, and we would like bring our own food. Like we would like go to Subway and like bring shit in, because that was really like the most expensive thing. Like once you got there, it was like spending hella money. It was like too much. But if you already had the pass and you just brought your own shit, it was like free. And either you just like got dropped off by a parent, or you like split parking. So it was like affordable in essence. I know that probably sounds a little crazy, but like at the time, like when I was in high school, it was like pre 2015. Like it was like the rates were different. You get what I'm saying? Now they are not, right? Now it's super expensive. But all that to say, I grew up going to Disneyland a lot, okay? And I don't know if it was just because I was a kid and I was like running amok myself, and I was with friends and we were goofing off and just like having a good time. And I just like never really paid attention to like other parents or clocked other people. Like I just wasn't looking at other people, like people watching, right? I was just focused on me. But like, I never really picked up on what I picked up on when I was there this past week. Okay. And so I just wanted to share my thoughts on it, because I think it's like kind of insane. I will preface, I'm not a parent. Okay. So I get that like parenthood is hard and there are layers to it, you know, with discipline, and every parent has their own style of like parenting and disciplining, right? But I think we can all agree that there are things that like don't work on kids, right? Because kids are smart. They're smarter than like you think. They pick up on things very quickly, like at a fast rate. You know, at certain ages, they like don't know shit, and you have to like really give them a lot of information and like do a lot and teach them a lot, right? But then they reach a certain age and they start to pick up on things on their own, and they really gain independence, I think, quicker than people think. Maybe not like actual like money, I can feed myself, like job type of independence, right? That's like adulthood. That's what we in society frame as like adulthood, when you can like go out on your own. But I mean like independence as in like they are perceptive and they can like pick up on things and they can take advantage of you, or they can like fuck with you. You know what I mean? Kids are smart. And I think a lot of parents will treat their kid like that younger version of them for too long, right? I guess that's what I'm trying to say. So, for example, we like go on the train. There's like a train that goes around Disneyland, right? And we go on that like when we first get there, so we can get like a good view. We were with people that had never been to Disneyland before, so it was like a really cool experience. We wanted to like see as much as we could, so we went on the train, and there was this poor mom. I mean, I will give it to her. She was by herself. She did not have another parent or like guardian or whatever like helping her at that time. So I'm gonna like give her a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, right? She had a baby, like maybe 1-ish years old, maybe less, that she was holding, and then a toddler with her that was probably 3 or 4 max, you know what I mean? And the toddler was just not listening, right? Not listening at all. And she's saying like, oh honey, like when the train starts moving, like you have to sit down. They're not going to move the train until you sit down, kind of thing. Okay. That was not the issue, right? And we weren't going anywhere yet, so it was like no big deal. Like she didn't have to sit. But the toddler had mom's phone in her hand, right? And if you've never been on these trains, I'll try to post a picture here so you can get a reference of what I'm like putting down. they're open, right? On one side, there's like back, and you're like all facing one direction. You're not facing the direction the train is going. You're facing like to the side, okay? And then there's like a railing, and it's like blocked, but then above the railing, it's completely open, right? There's no glass, there's nothing. It's open to the world, okay? And this toddler is holding the mom's phone over the railing to like take videos and stuff. We're just sitting there. We're not even like moving or anything. And she's like, I just hear the mom go, honey, if you like drop mommy's phone, that's not going to be good. That's going to be really bad. And I'm like, in my head, I was like, snatch it. What are you waiting? Are you waiting for her to drop it? Do you want her to drop it? You're setting her up for failure. Snatch the phone out of her hand and say, sweetie, if you want to use mommy's phone right now, have a seat. If you want to stand up, you can't have mommy's phone. Snatch the phone, girl. I was like, you telling her that? In one ear and out the other, bro. That's not going to do anything, right? And it clearly wasn't doing anything. Some kids, some angels, and I'm telling you, I have some students that are just angels. You just tell them something, they're like, okay. And they just take it for face value. And you're like, oh, wow. And then, you know, there's the vast majority of kids that, right? You say something like that and they just like they don't know why, they don't get it. Okay. So I was just sitting there like listening to her talk her toddler through, please hand me mommy's phone, like da da da. And I was just like, she's like in the time that you're taking to like explain this to her, she's gonna drop it. Right? She did not end up dropping it. The mom got very lucky, right? Because then the train started to move and she's like, okay, you have to sit down with mommy's phone. Like, they're going to stop the train. And I'm just like, anyway, this was like a very small example. And I get it. When you have a baby and a toddler, like I could not even imagine. Like when I'm teaching one toddler, it's enough. I can't imagine having to also like hold and take care of and like be attentive and like watch a baby at the same time, right? I get it. I fully get it. But like, girl, why would you even put yourself in that position to go to Disneyland with a toddler and a baby, like with no help? And like, I feel like sometimes moms make it hard on themselves, or maybe just society makes it really hard on moms and they feel this pressure to have to like it's just like, that's so unnecessary. Have someone go with you or don't go at all. Like, at least like that's my point of view. You know what I mean? Why make it harder on yourself if you already have 2 kids under 5? That's a lot, bro. That's a lot. So I don't know. I like commend her. She really was trying her best, but I was like, girl, if that was me, I would have snatched that damn phone out of her hand and said, you want the phone? You have to sit, right? Okay. Because I have the baby right now and I can't be watching and like holding on to my, can't be multitasking, right? I don't know. That's like a fringe example of stuff that I observed pretty much all day. If I'm really getting down to the nitty gritty of why I brought this up, like I said, when I was little, I don't know if I had this like perception of other people to the extent that I do now. And like, I don't like observe things like that in the same way. I was more worried about me, right? But now I people watch a little bit more. I think just in general in life, I just think it's like it's entertaining and there's tea, right? But like, I think my takeaway is that I never really perceived those kinds of white people, right? Until like now. I was watching Marcelo's stand-up special and he had a segment about like those kinds of white people, and I just like, it made me think a lot. And then I connected the two and I was like, oh my God, when I was little, I do not remember Disneyland being filled with those kinds of white people, right? I mean, here and there for sure. It's like Disneyland, like duh. It's like a tourist trap. There's gonna be tourists, there's gonna be people from everywhere, there's gonna be all kinds of people there, right? But like, I don't know, bro. I even grew up in Orange County and like I knew there were people like that there, but I didn't like, to be honest, I did not interact with them. Like, I think my parents probably didn't want to interact with them. Like, I think it was just like my community was different. Like my direct friend circle and people that I knew and spent time with and like interacted with a lot were like not like that at all. So I just didn't perceive it that much because it just wasn't around me. But Lord, and I'm not exaggerating at all. There were Karens left and right, like kids with iPads at Disneyland. Are we being for real? Are we being for real? That felt like rage bait to me. I was like, this is this is Disneyland. This is like the happiest place on earth, right? Why are kids on iPads? Why is the iPad even here? Why did it even leave the house? You're going to Disneyland. You listen to Disney songs in the car on the way, right? Karaoke time. Woohoo, we're going to Disney. Woohoo, breakfast and karaoke in the car. And then you get there and like there's endless stimuli. Like there's no part of even when you're eating in the freaking restaurants, they're like pretty and there's like, there's endless stimuli the entire time you're at Disneyland. That really like actually shook me to my core. Like I was like, that's on another level. We are actually so down bad. Like we are actually so cooked if there were kids with iPads at Disneyland. Right. Also people that bring babies to Disneyland. Why do you do that? Babies, they can't even walk and you bring it. They're not going to remember. I'm sorry. They're not going to remember. And on the off chance that they do, like, okay, cool, I guess. I don't like, what for? That to me just seems like more trouble than it's worth. Wait until they like really are like excited and they like ask for it, you know? Especially if you're like not from California and you're like coming from another state, like, or even just from like another area of California. That's a lot of work, taking a kid to Disneyland. It's a lot of work going to Disneyland yourself, right? It's a lot. But to bring a baby, no. Just thinking about having to change a diaper at Disneyland is crazy to me. Couldn't be me. Could not be me. No judgment. Like, I'm just like commenting on it. I think it's like really insane. Yeah. I mean, people can do what they want to do if they want to put themselves through that. It's like actually insane. That was just like my overarching like takeaway was like, damn, there's a lot of Karens out here. Damn, there's hella like white people out here. And that's crazy, bro. That's really crazy. It made me kind of like not want to go to Disneyland again. I don't know. The vibes were just weird. And there were people were just so unbelievably loud. Like I said earlier, when people talk loud because they want other people to hear, I swear to God, that was like every family, like every auntie that was with I'm like, why are you so loud? Like other people don't want to like hear you. There's like I said, there's already enough stimuli here at Disneyland. Like we don't need aunties screaming about, oh my God, look at me. No thanks. And like we went on the Jungle Cruise at night, which was like super weird. I'd never been on it at night. I was like, low-key scary. I was like, wait, why am I scared? Okay. The whole like gist of that ride is the person that's driving the boat, the cast member, like telling jokes. It's literally stand up. Like, tell me why there was a motherfucker on the phone, like sitting behind us on his phone, like talking full voice. Yeah, da da da. And people are just chatting it up. I'm like, I can't even hear the dude. Like, the whole point of this is to listen to him talk. Like, if you're just sitting there looking at shit, you're not going to get anything. The whole point of that ride is to listen to him give you a tour of and like explain and talk about all the animals and crackle the jokes. Like, shut up, bro. There were like a few moments I was like this close to crashing out. But I was like, it's fine. I've been here a million times, like, you know, whatever. But like, I was also with people that had not been there. Like that to me was why it pissed me off. Cause like, I don't want other people to be ruining the experience for people that have never been here before. That's fucking rude to me. And like, you know, those people like probably have passes or they like live locally and they like come frequently. Like, bro, not cool. Or they just have like zero sense of their surroundings, right? the older I get, the more I realize and have to accept that there are so many people that like really have no sense of their surroundings and no sense of their existence like around other people, that there are other people around them and that just are not observant at all. That's crazy to me. That's like actually crazy to me because I feel like I'm a very observant person. At least I am now. I think maybe when I was young, it was different. If I was with friends or like in a certain environment, maybe less so. I could like chill out a little bit. But I don't know, dude. I feel like I'm on alert and I'm like hyper vigilant and I'm a very like observant person, like pretty much all the time. I will pick up on everything, every mood change, every like change in tone. Like, bro, I pick up on all of that. And I don't know if that's like something that I just have naturally or if that's like part of being a woman. I know that there's a lot of like women that are like that. Maybe not all, but majority of them. And I mean, at least when you become a mom, you have no fucking choice. But like, I feel like I'm already like that now. And it's crazy. It's like a blessing and a curse in a way. Like, I'm grateful for it because I can pick up on things and then like, there's nothing like better than like when you're with a friend and you can tell they're sad and then you like pick up on it and you're like, are you okay? And then they were like, no, I'm not. And then they break down, right? And that's not a good thing. Obviously it's sad that they're sad, but it is good that you can like pick up on that and like be a safe space for someone to just like crumble and break down. That's like so important to like have friends like that can get that out of you if you're not good. You know what I mean? That's like I feel like that's very important, at least for me. Sometimes like you want to talk about something, but you feel like scared to bring it up. So you're like, please ask me first so that I don't have to bring it up. You know what I mean? Everybody has those moments. I don't know. I think it's very interesting. And like people watching to me is like kind of entertaining. And I feel like it makes me learn more about life and about other people and like, I don't know, how best to interact with them and like teaches me about what people are going through. Also, oh my God, y'all, I'm very proud of myself. Actually, I caught myself in some pretty gnarly road rage the other day, like mentally. I didn't do anything, right? I would never do anything. Honking and like flashing my high beams is like the most I would ever do in any like situation. But like mentally, I like was raging out for like a split second on someone that like was driving really slow on the freeway, and now I'm getting annoyed thinking about it. I was on the 405 and this dude was going 30 something, like under 40 miles an hour, and I was just like, this is a highway, bro. If you want to do that, take Sepulveda, right? Take Sepulveda if you're trying to drive that slow. And I almost raged out. I would never do anything, obviously, but like I almost like mentally let myself go there. But then I was like, wait, maybe he like got in a really bad car accident at some point in his life, and he's like really scared to drive at high speeds. Or he's scared it'll happen again. Or maybe it's a new car and he's like nervous driving it and he's still getting used to it, right? I was just so proud of myself that I like stopped that negative kind of ego mindset and thought of those other possibilities, and it just like, it was very freeing. And that's like a random example, but I feel like that's something mindset wise that I'm trying to like adjust and practice this year so far. And I think it's been very healthy for me because it's allowing me to look at like both sides of any situation or like imagine different possibilities and not be so rigid and like, I don't know, quick to judge or quick to assume. I think that's like super important that you can like control that like emotional reaction and like actively choose to react in a different way. That's fucking powerful and I love it. Anyway, last like mini segment of today's pod, I finished Landman season 2. Y'all have not watched Landman? I have freaking beef with y'all. You need to watch Landman. If you're one of my friends watching this, I'll literally give you my Paramount Plus login. Binge it now, okay? It's so good. If you don't have Paramount Plus, if you do not have Paramount Plus and you don't know me, I'm sorry. Just like go get a free trial or something, girl. This show is so freaking good. Season 2 was amazing. Season 2 was so good. I loved that it was just such a happy ending, but like I'm kind of scared, like mini spoiler, I'm kind of scared for what Cammy is gonna do, how she's gonna react to the whole situation. But regardless, that's not enough of a spoiler. I'm not going to put like a formal spoiler alert, but regardless, I'm telling you right now, I'm like actually genuinely begging you to watch this. It's so good. I also listened to 3 projects over the span of like the last 2 weeks. I listened to Erika de Casier's new album, and it's so good. I actually just ended up saving the whole thing. I feel like it's one of those albums that I would want to like put on headphones for and just like lay in bed and stare at the ceiling and listen to it, right? Unfortunately, I've not had the opportunity to do that, but I did save the whole album because I listened to it from front to back and I enjoyed it. But I kind of was like multitasking and doing other shit while I listened to it. So I want to give it a second listen so I can like actually analyze the lyrics and like absorb things more. So that's my goal. But I really liked it. It's Lifetime and it's in the electronic category genre wise. It's such a vibe. I really love her so much. So everybody go listen to that. I listened to Rauw Alejandro's new album, which I think is really nice. I'm actually a huge fan of it. I love that he kind of, whether he did or not, I love that he may have taken inspiration from Bad Bunny and go like a more traditional route. There are a lot of songs that are like traditional, like Puerto Rican, traditional, kind of older Latin style songs. And it's really, really nice. I ended up saving 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 tracks off of this album. So I really enjoyed it. My favorite is probably Contrabando. I really like that song, period. And Santa is also really good. Falsedad is also good. I just listened to that this morning. And Miranda El Cielo is really nice also. I don't know. Honestly, go listen to it if you're into Latin music. It's like a mix of like modern and old, which is kind of a vibe. I like that. That's kind of like the same, like I said, that like Bad Bunny did with his most recent album. And I really like that Rauw like went in his footsteps because it's very different from what Bad Bunny did, but I really enjoyed it. I felt like it was very wholesome. So anyway, I liked it. Lastly, I listened to Jayden Smith's new like singles. I don't know, it's like 3 tracks. It's like 3 singles, but they're like an album or like an EP. I don't know. It literally is listed as singles, but it's like 3 songs. I'm like, anyway, whatever that is. I don't know. The way people release music on like streaming services is like weird. I don't know, but whatever. It's strategic. I understand there's like reasons for it, but it was very interesting. I liked it. I saved like one of the tracks, the third one, but damn, that first one I was like, Jayden is grown. Like he's like, I'm grown now. I'm grown. Y'all, you don't understand. I'm grown. And he's fucking grown, if you get what I'm saying. I was like, damn, okay, Jayden Smith. Okay, Karate Kid. You know what I mean? But it was good. It was different. I don't know. I liked it. I liked the third track. That was like the only one that I saved, but it's fun. It's a vibe. Go listen to it. It's not really what I expected from him, but not in like a bad way. I think it's just like different. He's growing. He's like changing as an artist and he has like phases. I feel like he's like a method artist, like how actors like get involved and they like become their character while they're like filming. I feel like he has these like phases, kind of like Lady Gaga. Like there's a lot of like famous artists that are like that, but I feel like because he's so like into fashion and so like expressive and like creative in that way, he like becomes his project, which I think is like super cool. So the vibes are cool and I fuck with him heavy. So I do recommend y'all check that out too. I didn't really rate these albums. I just kind of listened to them. I don't know. I feel like the rating is so like arbitrary. So some of these I might rate and be like period and critical, but these ones I was just like vibing with. I saved some songs and I liked them and I enjoyed them. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's gonna wrap up today's episode, y'all. I hope that you have a fantastic week and a fun weekend and stay safe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.